Hello and welcome to Take on Tech, where we keep you updated with all matters technology from all over the world and here locally. Great Githaiga will be coming up in not too long to talk about people with disability and technology. This and also our tech news, our Tech of the Week feature and our Innovators Club. This is definitely the place to be. The hashtag to use is Take on Tech at KBC Channel 1. My name is Stephanie Ayieta. Our question of the day comes from one of the stories in our tech news where we are asking you, what is the role of drones in stimulating economic growth for our country? What is the role of drones in stimulating economic growth for our country? Talk to us. The hashtag to use is Take on Tech at KBC Channel 1 or on our fan page Take on Tech. In tech news, Apple has lost its position as the most valuable firm amid tech sell-off. And locally, we have news of an event where Kenya will be hosting the first drone technology and data expo here in Nairobi starting on the 29th of May till the 4th of June. More details into these stories in our news roundup.
Kenya will be holding the first Drone Tech and Data Expo from 29th of May till June 4th. The show has made an appearance in other African countries, including Rwanda, but has never been staged locally before. The expo will round up more than 100 certified drone experts and enthusiasts from different parts of the world. The Drone Tech and Data Expo will kick off with a two-day conference that will take place at the Kenyatta International Convention Center in Nairobi on 30th and 31st May. Then, the last mile medical delivery exercise will be held at the Konza Smart City Drone Corridor from 1st till the 4th of June 2022. Participants in the exercise will be validated on various aspects including speed, flight accuracy, and safety, as well as the uniqueness of their drone designs. The participants will be tasked to explore multiple concepts of drone operation in data exchange across a designated 24-kilometer flight zone within the expansive Konza landscape. ICTCS Joe Musheru will be among the keynote speakers at the conference, which will be held under the theme, The Role of Drones in Data in Spurring Economic Growth in Kenya and the Fourth Industrial Revolution in Africa. Apple has lost its position as the world's most valuable company amid a broad sell-off of technology stocks. Saudi Arabian oil and gas producer Aramco has reclaimed the top spot from the iPhone maker for the first time in almost 2 years. Investors have been selling shares in technology firms as they move into what they see as less risky assets. Bitcoin, other major cryptocurrencies, and digital assets have also continued to fall sharply. Shares in Apple fell by more than 5% in New York as of 11th May to end the trading day with a stock market valuation of $2.3 trillion. That meant it lost its position as the most valuable company in the world. Oil and gas producer Aramco, which was valued at $2.42 trillion. It is the first time that Aramco has held the top spot since 2020. Shares in energy producers have risen this year as the cost of crude oil and natural gas have gone up. Meanwhile, Apple's shares have fallen by almost 20% since the start of the year after a sell-off in technology stocks.
In our Tech of the Week, we'll be telling you about why the volatile price of aluminium actually matters. Here it goes.
BBC visited a small brewery in Nevada in the US where thousands of stockpiled aluminium cans sit waiting to be filled. Until they're topped up with beer and shipped out to retailers, they won't earn Winnie Forrest, co-founder of the Craft House Brewery, any money. But she says the business was forced to hoard the cans. Winnie Forrest explained that they are currently sitting on a good 3 months of stock as an insurance policy. The firm used to keep just 1 month's worth supply of cans in stock, but given the turbulence in the aluminium market, she is worried suppliers will not be able to meet delivery date. The price of the containers has risen roughly 18%, a headache for Ms. Forrest and her colleagues who have also faced soaring delivery costs. Aluminium is used in bewildering variety of products from door frames to aircraft, solar panels, power lines, gadgets such as tablets, among many other products we use in our daily lives. While the benchmark price for aluminium traded on the London Metal Exchange has dropped back in the last 2 months, it remains more than 65% above pre-pandemic levels. Demand for aluminium fluctuated during the pandemic. Sales of the metal fell at the start during lockdowns as workers had to stay home, but then ratcheted up again as many countries exited lockdown. That left stocks of aluminium in warehouses depleted. Unlike some other base metals, aluminium is highly susceptible to shifts in energy prices, says Keith Wilde, head of trading at metals recycling firm Romco Group. This is because nearly half of the price of primary aluminium comes from the energy cost incurred in producing it.
Let's now join Grace Githaiga, who is in studio with her guest Judy Okita from Kictonet, who will be talking to us about people with disability and technology. Let's listen in.
Thank you so much, Stephanie, for that introduction of the interview section of Take on Tech, a weekly program that comes to you via KBC Channel 1. It breaks down technology into non-tech ways. Now, in today's program, we want to look at the issue of people with disabilities and technology. How can technology aid people with disabilities, or is it even aiding them at all? So in the studio we have Judy Okita, and Judy Okita is the founder of the Association for Accessibility and Equality. Karibu sana Judy to the studio.
Thank you very much, Grace.
Okay, now we'll just go straight into the question of technology and people with disabilities.
Yes.
In this country, who are considered people with disabilities? Is the concept, what does the concept include?
Well, it's a person with disability is one who has limitation. Either it could be mobility limitation. They are not able to see. That means they are blind. They are deaf. They have learning disability. So it's a wide range. But as long as you're not able to function just like every other person on a day-to-day, then you could have a disability. So it could be a temporary or a permanent disability. Yeah.
So we can say that the concept is inclusive.
Very.
All right.
Yes.
Now, let's come to technology.
Yes.
In what ways, or have you thought in what ways, can technology help the different people considered persons with disability?
Well, when we look at technology coming to persons with disability, it could either be, we call them assistive technologies. So it could be a device, meaning either a wheelchair or a hearing aid for someone who is deaf, who cannot be able to hear, or it can be a software where you will use the screen readers for those who are blind, that they can be able to use digital technology. And it can also be, it can be a device, it can be a software, it can be also an equipment. Yes.
So it means that technology is already in the lives of people living with disabilities.
Exactly.
Okay, so then how has then technology affected the process of those living with disability?
Well, we can say that technology has become a gift, right, for persons with disability, because you remember, if it is a device, like it is a wheelchair, then it has helped that person who's not able to move, normally with their feet, be able to move from one place to another. If it's a hearing aid, then it's able to help the person who's not able to hear be able to hear. It actually empowers persons with disability to be independent, and also to be able to run their day-to-day life without needing support every now and then. Yes.
So would you say that is enough, or are there key areas in which support is required, say, by use of technology?
Well, it's not enough. I guess that's why we are seeing, artificial intelligence things coming up to make life more easier for persons with disability using technology. But also, we need that technology to be more available. Yeah, more available for persons with disability, more affordable, because they're really they can be really exorbitant when it comes to the prices. So it means that unless you have the money that you can be able to afford, and then also if there are more in the market, one, the price goes down, and then even if it needs to be repaired, then it becomes easy. But like if you have to import a particular technology, then you can imagine if it's broken, I mean, how much you have to go through. So there's still more that needs to be done. We still need to have more technologies brought, more especially in Kenya, in Africa. We don't have enough. There's still at a minimal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there, what would you say are the greatest obstacles that different people living with disabilities face in use of technology?
The biggest challenge is accessibility, and in this sense of accessibility is being able to actually use that technology. Many times when we talk about accessibility, somebody will be thinking that that you don't have internet, but you can get into a house where there are 4 people and probably one has a disability. Let's take, for example, one is blind. And so yes, you have Wi-Fi, you have internet, everyone else is able to access, but because this one person is blind, they're not able to use it. So we need a technology that everybody can be able to use, so that if we have Wi-Fi here, everyone else can get online and do something meaningful, and not just being told that this is what is going on, this is what is happening. Yeah.
And what do you mean? What do you mean with meaningful technology that everyone can use? Because if it's Wi-Fi works the same for everyone.
Precisely.
So what sort of
meaningful?
Meaningful, yes.
Yes. So what I mean by meaningful is that there is a laptop, or rather there is a computer that has an assistive technology, or rather a software that the person who is blind can be able to use it. We have probably we are watching YouTube through internet, and then there's closed captioning, so that the person who is deaf can also be able to follow what is happening. So it's not just like, we are all watching a movie and then people are laughing, so maybe I'll try to laugh because everyone is laughing but I don't know what's happening. So yes, so we want the added technology into it, have closed captions so that everyone else can be able to follow.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, Take on Tech, we'll take a short break. And in today's program, interview section, we are talking to Judy Okita, and we are talking about people with disabilities and technology. You're watching the interview section of Take on Tech, in which we are discussing people with disabilities and technology, and we have Judy Okita, the founder of Association and Accessibility and Equality. Judy, I think you were just telling us about assistive technology and how technology needs to be inclusive so that it takes into consideration the different people living with different disabilities.
Yes.
Now, tell us, are there ways in which the internet can open up opportunities for people living with disabilities? And I'll tell you why I'm asking that.
Yes.
It's because we know the internet has opened so many opportunities for
Yes.
other people.
Other people.
Yeah. So
Yes.
over to you.
Well, just the way the internet has opened up opportunities for others, it will do the same for persons with disability, more especially when it comes into the area of education. And I am a good, I have benefited from that, being able to learn through the internet because of the varied information that is there. Secondly, the internet will be able to open the minds of the persons with disability so that you're not just thinking within your little box, you can be able to see what other people with disabilities outside of your little box are able to do, and then you can be able to pick up on that. Internet can also open up persons with disability even when it comes to advocacy, because that means that you don't really have to move from one place to another. Your voice can still be heard when you're online. Yes.
Now, taking it from where you've left, Judy.
Yes.
You are a person living with disability.
Yes.
And you're one of those names that are known in technology. What ignited the fire in you to get involved in technology?
Interesting question. I used to watch people, sitting in front of their computers the whole day and keep wondering what are you guys doing? For myself, I have what we call acquired disability. Like, I wasn't born with a disability, but I got it later on in life. So of course, I got it at a point when I was past, we all go through, when I grow up, I want to be this. But now I was past, when I grow up, because now I've grown up, so now this is what I want to be. But now, what I wanted to be, because of the disability, it became that is not going to work. But now I'm happy to see that more persons with disability are becoming lawyers. I'd like to see more of them in journalism, because it was either or what I wanted to do. So it was, why don't you try this computer thing? And of course, at that point, you're being told that because maybe you'll try to type, you can type for someone, you can. It was like the only other option that I would do it. But once I got into it with all the passion. I got into it knowing that it's not just about typing. There's actually much more to it. There is the cyber security, there is the privacy, there is the networking. And I also got very good support. The institution that I went to, I got people who are so supportive that you try this, maybe you can do this. And as long as you've got a mind and you've got a passion, nothing can stop you.
Okay. We are about to end the interview section of Take on Tech.
All right.
But before we do that, I want to ask you like one final question,
okay,
and in which you can also, tie it up with the closing remarks.
All right.
And as a founder of this association and accessibility and equality now,
yes,
and in our conversation you keep talking about advocacy, can you tell us whether there are any advocacy activities that have been undertaken to bring on board people living with disabilities?
Okay, yes. We have been, at the association, we advocate for accessibility, that is for both online content and physical spaces. So we have been very active. We actually got an award from Mavuno Mashariki for accessibility, because we kept saying, Mavuno Mashariki is a church, yeah? So we kept saying, no, you can't be making your announcement assuming that everyone can hear you. You cannot be, just preaching and assuming that everyone can hear you. you need to change the way you do this. So yes, we got an award. We've been actively involved with the Internet Governance Forum, speaking on different sessions on accessibility and content. And I'm very happy to say that, now I can see that the conversation is picking up in Kenya. But yes, as I close, I'm hoping that it's not just going to be conversation. We really want to see implementation. I would like to see a technology that is inclusive. It's not that I have to buy this particular phone so that somebody who is blind can be able to use it. I would like to see a technology where everyone all around can be able to use. I can buy whichever phone. Just all I need to do is just turn on the accessibility feature, whether it's somebody who is blind, whether it's somebody who is deaf, everyone can be able to use it.
Okay.
Thank you.
What a nice way to end the program, and I hope that implementation in part of your advocacy that you're going to follow that.
Thank you.
All right. That brings us to the end of our interview section of Take on Tech, in which we were discussing people living with disabilities and technology. My name is Grace Githaiga. Please continue following us on our social media handles, and that's at KBC across all our social media platforms.
In our Innovators Club, we bring you great innovation from great minds, and we also bring you some do-it-yourself hacks. Today we have something special for you. How about you check it out? We have come to the end of today's show, but you can still engage with us. The question we have asked you today is, what is the role of drones in stimulating economic growth here in our country, Kenya? Talk to us. The hashtag to use is Take on Tech at KBC Channel 1 or on our fan page at Take on Tech. You can get me at Stephanie_Ayieta, that is on Instagram, and Stephanie Ayieta across all other social media platforms. How about we meet next week, same time, same place. Until then, let's keep it tech. Bye-bye.